Right, it's the start of term and I've been up quite a bit of the night answering parent queries because I'm full, long waiting list, so people are asking where else can we go for lessons, what should we be looking for. There's loads of Facebook pages just saying can we find a cleaner here, can we find a piano teacher there, can we find this there, gardener, whatever. But I think a piano teacher is a wee bit important because it's about your child. Any music tutor, it's about your child, it's about if they're going to have fun, if they're going to have enjoyment, and also if they're going to learn. And so there's plenty of tutors out there that will take your money and they're not actually qualified and they can't actually play that well themselves. So I thought I'd put a little list of things together because loads of people have been messaging me saying what should we be looking for. So number one, definitely a police record check. Everybody teaching should have a police record check. It's called a DBS now in the UK. And for us teaching children, we have an enhanced DBS. I've got a few of these here just to show to parents when they ask. And it just means that you've not got a criminal record. That's number one for safeguarding. And especially if you leave your child in the lesson, which a lot of us prefer to do, to teach the child on their own, because parents tend to ask awkward questions or daft questions or slow questions. So just, you go and have a coffee, we'll teach. But if that happens, then they've definitely got to have a DBS because you want to check they're safe, and they've got to have your emergency contact numbers, a first aid certificate, that sort of thing, just in case anything happens. Obviously, good rapport with your child. I've put that under soft skills, but that's kind of important. And then we go into qualifications. Now, there's so many tutors out there that have gone, I've got grade 5, can I teach? Well, yeah, but your charges will have to reflect the fact that you're not actually that qualified. You don't have a diploma, you've not been to a top ranking conservatoire for piano like many of us have, you've not been to a top university and got your diploma or degree, you've not got a postgrad, you've not got any performance experience, so therefore, yeah, charge £10 an hour and get a bit of experience while you're learning. But please don't tell parents that you're going to charge top dollar when you can't actually play that well yourself. I even had a parent ask me, could they teach? Could they start a piano business? Well, do you play? No, well, probably not. Maybe think of something else to do. So you've got to have your eyes open as a parent or a student or an adult student who wants to learn. Who would suit you? Who's got the experience? Who's got the qualifications? There's 4 top conservatoires in the UK, and there's many red brick universities where people come out with really, really good, high-ranking, excellent qualifications. And what you want is excellence, particularly nowadays when things are taking a dive. Those of us who like excellence are even more strict about it. So, qualifications. Also experience. Well, obviously, if some of my students have started teaching in the 6th form, they've got their diploma, they've got grade 8 by the end of primary, they've got their diploma in year 8 or year 9, that leaves them clear to just focus on the rest of their GCSEs. But if they're thinking of going to university, they can make quite a bit of money teaching, so that's fine, but you have to be aware that they won't be quite as experienced, but that might be quite good for your child. It totally depends on what you're looking for. But lots of people, you're looking for performance experience, particularly if you want them to go on stage and perform. Somebody's got to have been on stage before. They can't just sort of advise about it without having been there and done that. So again, just ask some questions. Have you performed before? Whereabouts? There's loads of my friends have done amazing big opera houses, big orchestras, and those are the type of people that you want as a tutor for your child. If you're talking about pop, then obviously they've got a completely different experience, and I'll put a big shout out to Okiem here, because Okiem has got 1 million or so followers now on Instagram. He's played for everybody, Tiny Tempa, Tulisa, Prince, and now he's out on his own, and he's just the epitome of an amazing pop musician and pop tutor. So, and he was one of my tutors along the road at Vivace, and he's just brilliant. So they've got completely different set of skills that's maybe not classical skills, so it depends what you're looking for. Then I put a little desirable column called exam entries, because I discovered that some tutors don't even enter students for exams when the parents want them to do grades, and most parents do want their children to do grades regardless of the tutors being airy-fairy and saying, I don't really agree with grades because it's not the creative side of music. Well, that's fine, yeah, but in the real world we need a bit of paper, and parents do want a bit of paper for schools or whatever else, so therefore exam entries are important. They're part of your job as a tutor. If you're charging top dollar, you do those exam entries and the results come onto your name. And that means the parents are very confident because they know about my pass rate, they know about other tutors' good pass rates, because we do the exam entries. If you leave the parents to do their own exam entries, yeah, the parent will get the pass rate, but you're not accountable then. So just be careful of that with tutors that ask you to do your own exam entries. There are a few exceptions to that. Some of my POP students prefer to do their own exam entries because the exam venues are really far away, so they choose the best date and time for them. But with the associated board, we've got so many that we just choose a centre and off we go. So be aware. Theory. Some tutors say, oh, I don't teach theory. Well, that's good as well, but you know, we've got to pass grade 5 theory somehow, so how are they going to do it if it's not with you? And we do top up boot camps during the holidays here just to make sure they're absolutely ready for grade 5 theory. If the tutor is only doing Trinity or another exam board and not associated board, I always feel it's a wee bit of a skive, because they should be able to do everything. And if they do the associated board, you must pass grade 5 theory. If you pass grade 5 theory, you understand the theory of your grade 6, 7 and 8 pieces. If you don't, then you can sort of play the pieces by rote, but you're not really understanding it. So I think it's so important, and grade 5 is obviously the benchmark now for the new GCSE, the standards of which are going up all the time. So if they've got that, especially mine have usually got grade 5 by about age 8, then, you know, by the time they get to GCSE, it'll be a walk in the park for them. Then also desirable is festivals and concerts, because again, why teach somebody when they're never going to perform in public? Maybe they'll perform online as well. But local festivals, again, you get this sort of bleeding-hearted liberal brigade who say, oh, we don't want to do festivals, it's too much pressure, da, 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 da. Yeah, fine, whatever. It's a really good opportunity for your child to get up on a stage, get a round of applause, as long as you don't say, you've got to win a cup, you've got to win a medal. No, don't say that. Just say it's a good opportunity to perform and get them up there performing, and then they won't be as nervous as I was as a teenager when my legs used to shake. But if they start at the age of 4 or 5, then great. Other opportunities like concerts, some tutors might put on their own little concerts, which are brilliant, for everybody sitting together. An element of competition, you know, they think, oh, he's playing my piece, but I quite like the way he's playing it, and so they might go away and do a wee bit extra practice. There's always positives to everything. So, and as a parent, don't listen to people who go, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Just listen to the ones who say, do this and do that, because they're the positive people who have achieved. So that's the people you need to listen to. Are they using tech effectively? You know, their exam entries all done technically, their emails to you, videos online, adverts online. Because we're moving into a tech age. I think in 50 years we will kind of be replaced by tech a wee bit. So are they forward thinking, or are they just thinking, oh, back in the old days we used to do this? Well, yeah, we did, but fortunately things have moved on, and the kids love tech, they love apps, they love playing with all different apps on their iPads, which even some of the parents are getting really into it. So that's helping the whole education. So I'm really into tech, as long as you've still got a good teacher in the background to show them the proper technique. And then repertoire. So quite a few people have done loads of performing and they know loads and loads of repertoire. But just quiz them on what they're going to teach your child, because there's so many pieces out there, and there are really good syllabuses and starting points that you can have a look through yourself. Go on to musicroom.com, go on to sheetmusic.com and just download some music for them. So all of this is what I think makes a good tutor. They've got to be organised, they've got to be on the ball, they've got to be a wee bit energetic, because the kids are going to be bouncing up and down on that piano stool or whatever. So, and, you know, get on with parents, but at the same time, you know, as my parents know, I'll tell you the way it is. So that's the type of tutor you're looking for. You don't get it all the time, but when you do, your child will make really, really good progress. I hope that helps you, and I'll stop getting midnight messages. Thanks. Bye.